Welcome to my YouTube channel Ek Din Ka Raja. Today I am going to give a very simplified approach to malignant spindle cell neoplasms. We will try to understand malignant spindle neoplasms based on these four headings, based on the age at presentation, site of involvement, and the pattern with which it presents, and immunohistochemistry. Let's talk about age at presentation. In infancy, the only malignant spindle cell neoplasm, at least in soft tissue, is infantile fibrosarcoma. In children and adolescents, if you suspect any malignant spindle cell neoplasm, then you have to first think of spindle cell rhabdomyosarcoma. In adolescents to young age, you have to think of synovial sarcoma, low-grade fibromyxoid sarcoma, myxoid liposarcoma. Young to middle-aged adults, you see clear cell sarcoma, dermatofibrosarcoma protuberans, epithelioid sarcoma, leiomyosarcoma. Middle-aged to older adults, we see dedifferentiated liposarcoma, extraskeletal myxoid chondrosarcoma, extraskeletal osteosarcoma, sclerosing epithelioid fibrosarcoma. Older or elderly people, we see myxofibrosarcoma, pleomorphic liposarcoma, pleomorphic rhabdomyosarcoma, undifferentiated pleomorphic sarcoma. Based on the site, if you see a malignant spindle cell neoplasm in the thigh, you have to keep three differentials in your mind: malignant fibrohistiocytoma, fibrosarcoma, liposarcoma. Juxta-articular tumor is synovial sarcoma, which do not involve joints but occurs just adjacent to the joints. Foot and ankle will suspect synovial sarcoma. Epithelioid sarcoma with ulceration is seen in hand. Retroperitoneum, we usually think of liposarcoma and leiomyosarcoma. Liposarcoma, it's usually of dedifferentiated type. Limbs, undifferentiated spindle cell sarcoma. In head and neck region, spindle cell carcinoma, spindle cell melanoma, atypical fibroxanthoma, spindle cell angiosarcoma. Distal extremities, we see Kaposi sarcoma. Angiosarcoma and Kaposi sarcoma both are vascular, malignant vascular tumors. So the site is very extreme. Like angiosarcoma is seen in head and neck region, whereas distal extremities, that is in the lower limbs, Kaposi sarcoma. And angiosarcoma, mostly you will have history of radiation. Kaposi sarcoma, it is a common malignant tumor which is seen in HIV patients, and positive organism is HHV8. Now we'll talk about pattern based approach in case of malignant spindle cell neoplasms. Basically, we have to remember two patterns: monomorphic spindle cell pattern and pleomorphic spindle cell pattern. In this slide, I am going to talk about monomorphic spindle cell pattern. If the monomorphic spindle cells are arranged in sheets, then we have to think of synovial sarcoma. If the pattern is hyper and hypocellular pattern, then we have to go for differentials like malignant peripheral nerve sheath tumor, low-grade fibromyxoid sarcoma, synovial sarcoma. If the tumor monomorphic spindle cells arranged in bundles and fascicles, we have to think of Kaposi sarcoma, leiomyosarcoma, low-grade fibromyxoid sarcoma. If monomorphic spindle cells are seen with prominent stromal vasculature, then think of DFSP myxoid type, low-grade fibromyxoid sarcoma and myxoid liposarcoma. If monomorphic spindle cells are seen arranged in cellular herringbone pattern, then think of fibrosarcoma, fibrosarcomatous DFSP, malignant peripheral nerve sheath tumor, spindle cell RMS and synovial sarcoma. Most of the juniors will remember fibrosarcoma for herringbone pattern. There are many other neoplasms with herringbone pattern. Storiform or world pattern is seen in DFSP, low-grade fibrosarcoma, follicular dendritic cell sarcoma, and low-grade myofibroblastic sarcoma. Next, pleomorphic spindle cell pattern. If pleomorphic spindle cells are seen arranged in sheets, then you have to think of angiosarcoma, dedifferentiated liposarcoma, extraskeletal osteosarcoma, pleomorphic liposarcoma, pleomorphic rhabdomyosarcoma, undifferentiated pleomorphic sarcoma. If pleomorphic spindle cells are seen in myxoid stroma, then you have to think of embryonal rhabdomyosarcoma, spindle cell type, malignant peripheral nerve sheath tumor, myxofibrosarcoma, myxoinflammatory fibroblastic sarcoma, well-differentiated liposarcoma. If pleomorphic spindle cells are seen in collagenous or hyalinized or sclerotic stroma, then we have to think of well-differentiated liposarcoma, myxoinflammatory fibroblastic sarcoma, pleomorphic liposarcoma, undifferentiated pleomorphic sarcoma. If pleomorphic spindle cells are arranged in fascicles, then you have to think of dedifferentiated liposarcoma, leiomyosarcoma, malignant peripheral nerve sheath tumor, pleomorphic rhabdomyosarcoma, undifferentiated pleomorphic sarcoma. Pleomorphic spindle cells with prominent stromal vasculature seen in myxofibrosarcoma and pleomorphic sarcoma. Most of the tumors have more than one pattern, so no need to worry. If you remember few classical things, you can write. Now the final approach, immunohistochemical approach. The basic panel for spindle cell lesions, pancytokeratin, desmin, smooth muscle actin, S100 and CD34. Based on the type of tissue, for smooth muscle tumors, you can go for desmin and smooth muscle actin. For skeletal muscle tumors, desmin, MyoD1 and myogenin. Neural origin, we usually go for S100. Vascular, CD31 and CD34. Carcinoma, cytokeratin and epithelial membrane antigen. You can either represent in this way based on the tumor type. For malignant peripheral nerve sheath tumor, we have to do S100, LEU7, myelin basic protein. Low-grade myofibrosarcoma, desmin and smooth muscle actin. For leiomyosarcoma, desmin, smooth muscle actin, muscle specific actin and vimentin. For synovial sarcoma, TLE1, vimentin, cytokeratin 7, cytokeratin 19 and EMA. Fibrosarcoma, only vimentin will be positive. Kaposi sarcoma, CD31 and CD34. Rhabdomyosarcoma, myoglobin, desmin and smooth muscle actin. IHC markers for mucosal spindle cell lesions. Pancytokeratin for sarcomatoid carcinoma and myoepithelial carcinoma. EMA for sarcomatoid carcinoma and synovial sarcoma. Smooth muscle actin for sarcomatoid carcinoma, leiomyosarcoma, rhabdomyosarcoma. So sarcomatoid carcinoma is positive for pancytokeratin, EMA and SMA, also for desmin. If you do directly SMA and desmin, you may think of some smooth muscle tumor or skeletal muscle tumor. So pancytokeratin and EMA will rule out sarcomatoid carcinoma from other differentials. Desmin is positive in leiomyosarcoma, rhabdomyosarcoma and sarcomatoid carcinoma. Myogenin in rhabdomyosarcoma. CD34 for angiosarcoma. It may or may not show positivity in leiomyosarcoma. CD68 for pleomorphic sarcoma. So the basic approach is, first, if you think of any malignant spindle cell neoplasm, go for cytokeratin and EMA to rule out sarcomatoid carcinoma and synovial sarcoma. If it is negative, go for vimentin. If vimentin is positive, start with the smooth muscle markers, desmin and muscle specific actin. If it is positive, then you can diagnose it as leiomyosarcoma. If it is negative, go for neural marker, S100. So we have done S100. If it is positive, think of malignant peripheral nerve sheath tumor. As we are talking only about malignant spindle cell neoplasms, I am giving examples of malignant spindle cell neoplasms only. Even though S100 is positive in other benign tumors also. If it is negative, go for vascular markers CD34, CD31, Ulex europaeus. If it is positive, think of angiosarcoma. Like if CD34, 31, all these are positive, think of angiosarcoma. If only CD34 is positive, then you have differentials, solitary fibrous tumor, Kaposi sarcoma, hemangiopericytoma. Gastrointestinal stromal tumor is also a spindle cell neoplasm of gastrointestinal tract. So you have to do CD117 and CD34. If it is positive, you can confirm GIST. If it is negative, you can think of pleomorphic sarcoma, angiosarcoma, and liposarcoma. There are many entities which are positive for CD117 and CD34 other than GIST. If you know, please do comment your answers below. Otherwise, I'll tell you. I'll give you the list of tumors which show CD117 and CD34.